Hello, gamers! So in this video, I'm going to be doing a tour of what I think is my most impressive Minecraft project to date, which you can see a little glimpse of in the background there, and that is Crash Island. For those of you on the Sanctuary server, you'll probably know that I've been playing the role of an alien whose tribe crash landed onto this planet some years ago and is doing their best to survive and thrive. And so a big part of the lore of my base is the site of Crash Island and how the radiation affected the flora and fauna of this world, resulting in me designing and building a custom alien jungle biome that spans a huge area. Let's see if we can get a good look. Spans a huge area with lots of awesome custom original trees, flowers, and wildlife. And so I guess we should start with the giant jungle trees that I had built. They span like I think 50 to 70 blocks um, in diameter at the top, which is crazy. My original kind of vision for this project was to have a layered canopy where there'd be smaller flowers at the bottom, which I think you can maybe see some down there, and then some medium-sized flowers, some big-sized flowers, and then these huge trees at the top, creating a layered canopy from down below. And yeah, after I did the initial terraforming on the island, it was these six or seven, I think there's seven of them, seven giant jungle trees that I made that almost made me want to quit the project altogether. These took so long to build, like an insane amount of time, days upon days. I think I mean I wasn't keeping track, but I would have guessed about 20 hours a tree, and that's just building them. That doesn't take into account all of the azalea leaves that I had to mine by hand, by hand or by hoe. Actually, let's have a look at the statistics. So times mined azalea leaves, 178,000. That's insane. Well, I guess times used is what we're really looking for, and it's not too far behind. 167,000. That is insane. And of course, these trees are textured with the green stained glass. So if I pick that, it shouldn't be too far down. Yeah, times used 35,000. That is crazy. Let me just, hold on, I'm just going to run a quick calculation. So that is approximately 97 shulker boxes of azalea leaves that I used on all these trees. I think it is fair to say that this is a mega project. In fact, this is probably my first successfully finished mega project, and that's just the giant trees alone. And you may be wondering why I used azalea leaves rather than jungle leaves. It's because some of these canopies do stretch quite far over this beach biome and dark oak forest biome that's over here somewhere, I think. Yeah, there's a bit of dark forest, and so it just keeps these leaves a bit consistent. Um, I use some more jungle leaves down below because it doesn't really matter that much on these more medium-sized trees, but for these big ones, yeah, lots of azalea leaves mined, and I'm so happy I did because when you look from below, you really get that layered canopy effect. The small flora underneath, a little, smallish jungle tree, massive flowers, flying flowers, big trees, and then a big roof full of leaves up ahead. This is exactly what I had envisioned, and I'm so happy it came out this way. Well, as we're here, I feel like we might as well look at the south side of the island. Up ahead, we have a Quetzalcoatl statue. There's quite a few of these around my base that are all the same shape but use different blocks to try and represent the different kind of, I guess, build styles around this base. And this one takes a more modern approach. It almost looks like a big mecha robot statue, which I think is really fun. And that's sitting amongst all of these I had so much fun designing these flowers, finding odd and interesting ways to use blocks. Using the warped hyphae with the amethyst crystals was really fun using the bamboo as a stem. Oh, and I knew I had to find a way to use the chorus plant as a flower in this place as well. It's a bit of a shame that you have to plant them on endstone, but it's not so noticeable um, that it's that bad. I've also got these warped pine trees, as I call them as well, a little forest here, and sprinkled throughout Crash Island are these kind of sci-fi-esque structures. They don't necessarily always have a rhyme and reason. I feel like it's up to the viewer to decide exactly what they are. Hold on, I need to put a resource pack on. Ah, borderless glass. That's what I like to see. So around this energy core, or whatever you want to think it is, I've got some books that detail the lore of the place. I've only filled in 3 so far. Um, I guess you could call this bit incomplete, but as I build the rest of my base away from Crash Island, these books will be filled in with other things, um, other bits of history that have been recorded. It's been 3 day cycles since we crashed on this island. 37 out of 55 of us survived the incident, but included in our casualties are our engineers. Our tracking device is emitting a beacon beam, so hopefully our lush tropical home planet of Cyanti will be able to track us down. This island we've crashed on has been devastated by our collision, so we will have no choice but to salvage what we have and move inland. I can only hope that we survive long enough for our home planet to reach us. Oh, and look at that, it's just become nighttime. It is my favorite to walk through this place at nighttime because it kind of does feel like you could be on an alien planet with all this weird flora, this lush, dense jungle, and then just a black, starry sky at night. Oh, so good. So good. It's been well over 4 years since the crash. We found an abandoned temple just inland that we modified and renovated to suit our needs. We even managed to get parts of our technology working so that we have a livable space and lives. Crash Island has made a strange recovery. The radiation coming from the crash has caused wild developments in the nearby plant life. We've taken the decision that this must be investigated to ensure the effects our technology on this planet is benign and can be curbed if needed. We hope that our home planet reaches out to us soon. Many of us have given up hope of being rescued from this planet. Given our life forms thrive in water-rich environments, we have started a development out in the sea as the temple is the most homely of living quarters. It's about time we created better, more sustainable farms and a proper trading system so that more of our resources can be spent on learning more about this planet and how we might be able to create a vessel to transport us home. So yeah, this is my little section for keeping the lore of my base. Oh, it is so pretty at night. Oh, I love it. Over here we have, I guess, a place where the people are studying the natural water wildlife. We've got some tropical fish and some puffer fish in there on the second floor. We've got a drowned. Peace was never an option. Of course. Oh yeah. While building this place, a lot of drowns kept on coming for me, and they should have known better. And some axolotls being studied up top. And then over through this little tunnel, this is the exact site of the crash. All you can see, I didn't mean to drop down there. All you can see, some fence this is the radiation coming out. All of the parts that could be salvaged were salvaged and used in the main temple and elsewhere across the base. and other parts of this island were then used for research and for a little bit of commerce as well. Oh, I like this area coming in from here. You've got the big hotel over there. Little versions of the plants, the yellow over there, the big cyan mushroom. Oh, it is a good view. Oh, it's a good view. And we'll go have a look at the hotel next. This is actually another person's base. There's going to be an underground civilization that's been discovered by the aliens, and that's where that's going to lead to. But that is part of another player's base on the server. And this is the Hotel de Venusia. And it's got a couple of bars in here. We've got a little comedy club over here. I used a band's head as a microphone. It looks like a microphone from over here, which is why I did that. And I'm not entirely sure who put Abanda as the bartender. I think it was Zook, but TBC. But he's there to stay now. I'm not getting rid of him. Who could fire that sweet little face if I could see it? Oh, it even does a little tumble. Ah, over in this direction, I've got the bamboo bar, which was indeed inspired by Corralis's bamboo bar, but of course when the bamboo blocks came out, I had to do my own little something with it, and I'm really pleased with how this turned out. Um, and we've even got the the 2x4, I think this is painting, um, which me and some other server members collaborated on. That's me over there saying, "What the hell is going on over here?" Because who knows what's going on over there actually? Not me. Uh, but yeah, of course we're using the new jukebox mechanics. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Because of course I was, and of course with the light up dance floor because of course. And it's got a nice little shuffle recycle system that's just round there. I'll keep that powered so we don't get too much music while trying to record, but we can let that play in the background a little bit. Up here, we've got some hotel rooms. They are basically copies and pastes all the way up, but we've got a little bathing area, got a table, got a bed. Because our species has a water affinity, you'll see a lot of water elevators going up and down places. Let's head to the top. There we go. Oh, there's the crack of dawn. And a little view, a little sneak peek of some of the other flowers on the island. Coming out of the center of Crash Island, we head towards this section, which has more research centers. Let's have a look at the Flora Research Center. And so here the aliens have gathered some of the plants that they have found could survive the alien radiation, and they're learning how they can cultivate them. And upstairs, we got some ocelots, some ocelots that were rescued. It was fun designing this little room. We even got some fishies to play with there. And then on the other side, we have got ourselves, you might be able to hear it, we've got ourselves a little apiary, which again, it's fun designing these little interiors. Interiors are always the last thing I do, and I always feel like they're a bit of a slog, but once you get them done, it adds so much life to the world. And that's one of the Drangle paintings right there, Drangle Bear the Wealthy. Throughout this area, I have left some books and lecterns, and these are supposed to represent the thoughts of the people who are, working on this island. Researching this planet's plant life and wildlife is such a chore. I just like the pretty flowers and cute little flying and grounded yellow things. Apparently they want me to come to some weird grand realization why the plant life around where we crashed is so much more different to the other plant life in this world. Who knows for all I care. Also, this honey stuff is dope. I keep drinking it, and when I do, the colors of the plants change. Moving on, we can see that there are some giant bees that I've done. Ah, these giant bees. They're actually an ode to a winter bee design that I came up with on a previous world, but I re-textured them to suit what I was doing here. They're flying about the honey trees, um, the sunflowers, the torch flowers. There's a lot more kind of yellow and intense magenta in this section. Lots of pollen for them to make their honey with. I've also got a crystal floating in a big giant cage. Who knows what for? I mean, the beacon beam, that's what it's for, but who knows what's for? Moving on over here, we have the rocket and the space station. Now this was a lot of fun to design. You know, some Minecraft YouTubers will tell you you shouldn't build faces on your builds, but I've been completely disregarding that recently, and I'm just like, you know what? What if my building is a face? What if my building is a face? And you know what? I like it, and it even has little hands with energy transmitting between them. I fell. It even has hands with energy transmitting between them, as if to say, "Ha ha ha ha! Look at my power." That's how buildings should be designed. So yeah, welcome to the space station. We've got the Power Rangers over there. We've got a book. Let's see what this says. We represent our mission to find, contact, and get back to our home planet Cyancy. Every little thing we research is a small victory counting towards our end goal. If our species could do it all before, we sure as hell can do it again. We're looking at aerodynamics, rocket science, and the deepest parts of physics. We excel in our computer technology, and we will get back to our home planet no matter what. Oh, that's not what it says. I got carried away. We excel in our computer technology and we will get back to our home planet in no time. And so we've got some little, I don't know, a miniature rocket here, um, a little something that's going on over here. There's a little crane pulley system going on here. It's all actually operated by these buttons. I think it needs to be switched on at the mains though. Um, but yeah, lots of cool things here. And another book here. We haven't got a clue what we're doing. We keep prodding and poking at crystals and Enderman heads as though that's going to help us get back home. This rocket center is a joke! It feels more like an arcade center than anything remotely useful. Oh yeah, that rocket? We just base that on what people here think rockets are supposed to look like. Does it work? Hell no! We couldn't think of any use for it, so we just recreated an earthly cactus farm in there. So useful. I'm pretty sure green dye and bone meal will help us get back home. Our latest project was to come up with some spacesuits, but we have no real way of testing they work, and with our leader's sewing skills, I wouldn't trust them to be waterproof, let alone void-proof. All we did was make ourselves look like bargain bin Power Rangers. I hate my job so much. That was a fun book to write. But yeah, that is true up top. Wow. Ladders take such a long time, don't they? I should have just used a rocket. Ignore the pun. But yeah, this is my little cactus farm. I say little, it's been I might need to empty it at some point. But yeah, this is not the only building with a farm with it. If we head back down here, head back through the rocket. Actually, let's get a nice little aerial view of the rocket so we can properly appreciate it. There we go. Looking good. And also these little flying flowers at the top, these are my lightning rod designs. And do you want to know why I built these? It's because if lightning struck one of my giant jungle trees and they all burnt down, I would leave the server. Anyway, anyway, moving on, we then have the last part of Crash Island, the marshy area where I oh, these new picture plants, they are so good looking. Oh, they are so good. So good looking, and they work so well with the other plants that we've got in Minecraft. The orchids, the alliums, using those blues, cyans, purples, magentas, helps create this really rich swampy area. As you've probably noticed, I've been using a lot of the coral blocks actually in these builds, which I think are so nice. They're so nicely textured, and what I've got is like it is a waterlogged mangrove root covered with a bit of glow lichen there to keep it all held, keep the water held in, and it all looking kind of quite what's the word I'm looking for? Quite consistent. I feel like this looks good. So I've got these little bellflowers coming out of the water, a couple of spiral flowers, using emerald blocks as flowers even. This is all of it's so much fun to design. I've even got these kind of weird dragonfly-esque designs, which Toy Bear helped me come up with. He gave me some suggestions using the cobwebs, a little fence gate in an invisible item frame for the eyes, and some wings and a little end rod stinger at the back. Coming through here, we have some more really fun building designs. This was a lot of fun to come up with. I never really considered myself a modern Minecraft builder before now. I like doing quirky things, but coming up with these weird sci-fi angles and shapes that's kind of quite blocky but quite detailed. Lots of fun to do. Lots of fun to do. And in here, we just got a nice sheep farm. Um, nice and simple. But yeah, there is someone who works here as well. What fascinating and strange creatures these are. Their extraneous clods of hair provide a useful resource for blocking sound, it seems. I'm also reliably informed it works well as a texture block. Strange, completely alien. As we carry on through the marshy area, the last structure we have in here, another really fun sci-fi design. Um, that I came up with, and using a bit of acacia, a bit of orange. Yep, you can all hear that. You can all hear that. As soon as the server updated to 1.20, I was out there. I was getting the sniffer eggs. It took me a while. There was a couple of players who got sniffer eggs before I did. But I believe I was the first to actually make the automatic farm, or one that at least started producing some of the some produce, which we've got some there. And oh, I am so happy with how this turned out. The interior, the fact that I've got the plants, that they work. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this little space. I've even got a couple of stations for like, I mean, it's out of bone meal now. It's very bone meal intensive. I actually just farm a lot of the plants manually at my main base. Anyway, there is someone who works here. Let's see what they have to say. OMG, I can't believe my dad is making me work here. It smells so bad and I can hear farting going on upstairs and I don't like it. I'm too scared to see what's going on up there. All I know is that seeds randomly drop down the chute every few minutes and I have to just sit here and make sure things are going smoothly, whatever that means. Why can't I hang out in Boatsville like the rest of the fun people or even work at the fancy hotel just next door? Ugh. It is fun giving people a bit of personality, and hopefully when I get onto doing the boating village, there will be a lot more personalities. Maybe some Easter eggs of players, not players, of some of the people who know each other. And oh, we get nighttime again! We get nighttime again. Oh, I'm just gonna walk through this area. Oh, in the nighttime. Oh, because I use so much luminescence in the vegetation, like the end rods, frog lights, that kind of thing. Everything's lit up, and it just looks so alien and so cool. Oh, and everything is just so luminescent. Oh, yes. And then from here, this leads back to the main temple. We've got a couple of bridges, a couple of islands with some odd stone structures going on. And here we are, back where we started at the main island. Let's do a few little flybys of Crash Island. There we go. Oh, there was one thing I forgot. It's so secret that I nearly forgot it myself. There is a secret house. I mean, it's not so secret, but there are no paths to it, and I wanted to have a secluded little place that someone lives, just as a nice little Easter egg for those who wanted to go exploring. It's got a nice little interior. Maybe this person likes a bit of fishing. The love of my life died in the crash. She was quick-witted and one of our sharpest engineers. I don't think we stand a chance of going home with the idiots we have left. They can get up to whatever frivolous projects they like for all I care. I'll keep myself self-sufficient out here. You won't find me here often. I'll be out adventuring, trying to find anything worth treasuring in this bizarre world. But I always come back. Perhaps that's a habit I should stop. I don't think the others care that much. It might be time I moved far away. That is all of Crash Island, more or less. And just to finish off, I'm just going to walk through the place with some shaders on so you can see it with all these beautiful luminescent lights. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.